tadikittakatadum tadum tadikittakatadum tadum dim tadikittakatadum tadum tadikittakatadum tadum dim tadikittakatadum tadum tadikittakatadum tadum 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 tadum
Let me ask you a question. Come here, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, you. Come here real quick. I see you over there. I see you a B-boy. You doing your little break dancing. How long you been practicing? My brother Ruben. What's your name?
Fernando.
How long you been break dancing, brother? How long you been dancing, man?
Yeah.
How long?
How long? 7 or 8 years.
7 to 8 years. Take a long time to practice, right? How many hours a day?
My English is bad.
Translate.
¿Hace cuántas horas al día tú inviertes?
Translate it back.
Yeah, no, I only take more or less 2 or 4 hours.
All right.
2 hours a day. Yeah.
So like, I used to break dance myself. I used to do it back in the 80s, like 85. You know, I was a B-boy back in 85.
You know the name B-boy?
Yeah,
so,
B-boy, yeah. Crazy Legs.
Some people know
New
that.
York Rockers. I know all these guys, man.
Término, ¿cómo se dice término? Término, ese término.
That you know the term.
Término, yes.
Right.
Yeah. Some people know that term.
Right.
You see yourself on that sign, sir?
Right. So, hey, the question I want to ask you though, you believe in the Bible?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, ask me.
Where you at on this sign over
Entonces, ¿de qué nacionalidad tú?
Venezuela.
Oh, he's
No, it's
Venezuela.
not over there.
Yeah, you over here. I
No,
think you
Mexican,
might-
Argentina.
No, you right here.
Asher.
Ash,
Asher.
that's where you at. Ash, Venezuela, right?
Venezuela.
So this where you be in the Bible.
Venezuela and Colombia is similar. Yeah.
Right.
After before. Right. It's one nation.
Right.
The big Colombia, Grand Colombia.
Right. So you would be on this sign. You would be an Israelite. Let them know, Larry.
Lo que te está enseñando es que nuestros antepasados son de nacionalidad israelí.
Sí, claro.
Todos los hispanos que habitan Sudamérica, Centroamérica, el Caribe, aquí en Norteamérica, son de descendencia de la antigüedad israelí. Pero quienes nos conquistaron, que ya tú sabes quiénes son, los españoles, pues a punta de espada nos borraron esa tradición y nos convirtieron al cristianismo, al islam, al catolicismo y a todas estas religiones modernas. ¿Entiendes? Nosotros lo que estamos haciendo aquí es llamando al pueblo, a las ovejas perdidas de Dios. Tú era yo en un momento. Porque no conocíamos las escrituras.
Like you put a lot of hours in to learn how to dance, right?
Está diciendo que tú inviertes muchas horas en algo que te gusta, en
That's
algo
good,
que te
that's
motiva.
good.
¿Qué es eso? Está bien.
Right. But the thing of it is, whatever you do, you got to put the Lord first.
Está diciendo que
Like if
todo
you
lo
spend a lot of hours dancing, so you give like 3 hours a day dancing. No time to the Lord.
Right. Praise is the Lord.
Right.
que
I'm gonna read something for you.
consideres que el
Let me
tiempo
read
que tú le
something for you.
brindas a eso, que también le brindes tiempo a quien te dio ese talento, quien te da tu salud, quien te da tu oxígeno, es Él. ¿Entiendes? Que nunca lo menosprecies.
I'm gonna read scripture for you.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I am the Lord thy God, and I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation.
So what it's saying, if you're giving too much time to one thing and no time to the Lord, that's called idolatry.
Lo que está diciendo él ahí es que cuando tú le brindas todo tu tiempo libre a lo que sea, no solo a bailar,
Lord, what
y
is
no
that?
le
I'm a
brindas
jealous
el
God.
tiempo a Dios, esto se convierte en una idolatría. ¿Entiendes?
Not to say you gotta
No
stop.
está diciendo
You
que
gotta
eso es
keep
lo que tú
practicing.
estás haciendo,
Claro.
pero se convierte en eso a medida que el tiempo sigue pasando. Es como si lo que te motiva son las mujeres. Vas a llegar a un punto que ese va a ser tu Dios, la vagina de una mujer, ¿entiendes? Es que todo no puedes
Same energy you give a
desvivirte
dance,
por
you gotta
nada
give-
excepto
you gotta
por él,
give the Lord double.
¿entiendes? Porque todo lo que tú eres, la edad que tú tienes, tus familiares, si, no sé si tienes hijos, pero en algún momento si los tienes, es por él que tú los tienes. Toda esa energía, todo ese talento que tú estás enseñando ahí, es por él que te lo está dando. Eso es lo que te está diciendo, que nunca te olvides de por quién es que tú estás aquí parado hoy. ¿Entiendes? Hoy tú abriste los ojos, te levantaste de tu cama, porque él le dio el deseo de que tú le volvieras a despertar. Tú estás moviéndote ahí como te estás moviendo y velando, porque a él le nace que su hijo se sienta alegre haciendo lo que hace. ¿Entiendes? Y eso es lo que te está diciendo, que nunca desestimes el propósito que tú tienes aquí en la tierra. Que no es eso. El propósito tuyo es alabarlo y darle toda la gloria a él en todo lo que tú hagas. ¿Entiendes? Ese es tu propósito. Porque en algún momento tú vas a llegar a viejo y ya tú no vas a poder hacer eso. ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Él es quien quiere. ¿Entiendes? Síguelo haciendo porque te entretiene. Pero acuérdate que tu propósito de todo ser humano en la tierra, el propósito es de obedecer a Dios, seguir sus leyes y exaltarlo en todo lo que tú hagas. ¿Entiendes?
¿Qué le digo? Hay un versículo, no recuerdo cuál es, que dice, acuérdate de tu creador el día de tu muerte.
Exacto.
No exactamente cuando
He's talking about a verse that just came to his mind that says, remember the Lord in your days of young. Which one is that one? What is that point? Something like that.
Remember the Lord in your youth.
Right. That's what.
You about to pull it up. We're gonna look it up. Yeah, it's Ecclesiastes 12.
In the Bible?
12 and 1. 12 from the top.
Él se lo va a leer. Yeah, sure.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 1.
El libro de Eclesiastes, capítulo 12.
Remember now, thou Creator,
Acuérdate ahora de tu Creador
in the days of thou youth,
en tus días de juventud, que es ahora.
while the evil days come out not, nor the years draw nigh,
Mientras que los días de la maldad se acercan.
when
los
thou
días
shalt
del
say,
fin.
I have no pleasure in them.
En lo que tú tienes que decir, yo no siento placer en esos días, los días de la maldad, los días de lo vano, de la vanidad. ¿Entiendes?
What color is Christ? Brown. How brown though?
I mean,
It was in the Middle East. So I said, my skin color. I bet you was darker than me. Yeah, but it said that brown skin was what? Yeah, let's read it real quick. What was that brown skin when we read it? This is the book of Revelation. 1. The Revelation 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
He had woolly hair, like a sheep. Right, go ahead.
As white as snow.
Fully gray, like that. Go ahead.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Because he drunk wine. Right? When you wake up from drinking wine, what? Your eyes white, so your eyes are red. I know Jesus, his first miracle he did what? Turn water into wine. Right? Go ahead.
And his feet
His feet
like unto fine brass,
So this is brass right here. The rivet of brown. Let's see how dark that brown he was. Go ahead.
as if they burned in a furnace.
So if you take this right here, copper, and you burn it, this is burnt brass right here. So I think he was darker than myself. Right here. If Jesus Christ was walking around today, he'd be a so-called African American. Jesus Christ was walking around here today, he'd be a so-called African American. And I'm gonna prove it to you. Give me Hebrews 7 and 14. And give me Jeremiah 14 and 2. Jesus Christ was walking the earth today, he'd be an African American. Because the African Americans are the real Jews, according to what we're going to read. Go ahead, read that.
This is
Hebrews
the
17, 7 and 14.
This is the book of Hebrews 7 and 14.
Uh-huh.
For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
He came out of the tribe of Judah. Right? Now let's see what the tribe of Judah looked like. Read that. Yeah, 14.
The book of Hebrews, chapter
Jeremiah.
4. Oh, Jeremiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Salakia. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. Judah mourning,
So this is the Jews. They were in mourning. Go ahead.
and the gates thereof languish.
Uh-huh.
They are black unto the ground.
What color are the real Jews?
They are black unto the ground.
Jesus Christ came out of the tribe of Judah, and the Jews were black. So if Jesus Christ was walking the earth today, he did so-called African American, right? Because the African Americans are the real Jews. Right? Give me that in Deuteronomy 28. Because when Moses had the tablets, he was talking to the Jews, right? Okay. Let's see what he told them when he had the tablets. Start at 28 and 14.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 14. And it reads, and thou shalt not go aside from any,
Deuteronomy 28? Start at 15.
verse 15, but it shall come to pass.
So this is Moses. He's talking in this part. He's telling them it's going to come to pass. I mean, it's going to happen in the future. Go ahead.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
So Moses told the Israelites, y'all don't listen to God. Go ahead.
to observe, to do all his
To
commandments
do God's commandments. Because he had the commandments in his hand at the time when he was speaking this. Go ahead.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
He said if they don't listen to the commandments, what's going to happen to them?
all these curses
Uh-huh.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So he told the Israelites, if y'all don't do God's commandments, y'all going to get these curses put on. So we know they didn't do it. They broke God's commandments. So let's listen to some of these curses. Go to 32.
Verse 32, thy sons
Pay
and thy
attention to this sign
daughters
right here.
shall be given unto another people.
So he said the Israelites, your sons and daughters, in the future, going to be given into another people. That happened to African American on auction block. Were their sons and daughters sold? Go to verse 48.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Did they serve their enemies in slavery? Okay, go ahead. You gonna
which
see-
the Lord shall send against thee, and hunger,
And what?
and hunger,
So when we need food, where we got to go to get it? From our enemies. We don't own BJ's, Costco, Kroger's, Publix. We don't own no grocery store. So any black person or Hispanic person have to get their food. They have to go to the other nation, the enemy, to get it. So we don't own these grocery stores, right? Go ahead.
and in thirst,
And water. When we need water, soda pop, take a shower. If you don't pay your water bill, what they do? They cut it off. But who owns it? The enemy, the other nation. Go ahead.
and in nakedness,
Yeah, the white people. Yeah. And the naked and the clothes. Anytime we need clothes, we got to go to our enemies to get it. Right? Go ahead.
and in want of all things.
He said anything that we want, we got to go to the enemy. An education, a driver's license, a birth certificate, we got to get it from the enemy, right? Right? Go to 68. So anything you want, you have to go to your enemy to get it, right? Driver's license, birth certificate. Even if you want to bury your mom, you got to get a death certificate. You got to go to him to get it, right? You just can't say, oh, this is my wife. No, it ain't your wife. You got no marriage certificate. You got to go to your enemy to get it. Now, this will be the last curse. Okay.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
When you say that the Lord going to bring you into Egypt again, because they went into Egypt in slavery the first time. But did they ever go back? They never went back into Egypt again, the slaves again. Right, go ahead.
With ships.
Read it from the top.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
He said, this time the Lord going to bring you into Egypt again, which is slavery again. How?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
On slave ships. Did the so-called Jewish man fit that prophecy? How's he going to slavery on ships? Who went into slavery on ships? Who else? More than just black people. Hispanic, yeah. So the Hispanic people fit these curses too, because that's why we got them up here as Israelites too. Yeah. Because the Puerto Ricans went into slavery on ships too, when they went to Spain. That's how they learned how to speak Spanish. They took them from Puerto Rico, put them on the island, Christopher Columbus, shipped them back to Spain, made them slaves, and when they brought them back, they were speaking Spanish. They never spoke Spanish. Like when they were, what's that word, bonito? That's a Hebrew word. That's not a Spanish word. That's Hebrew. Because this scientist right here on the island of Puerto Rico, he found 800 Hebrew stones in Puerto Rico. How Hebrew stones get in Puerto Rico? If they wasn't Hebrew. Right? But society will tell you otherwise. You Mexican, Dominican, you ain't nothing but a spit. But they don't know you really God's chosen people. They don't want you to know that. That's why they ain't gonna teach you in churches. They're not gonna teach you this in school. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna sing and dance all day. Pastor's collection played around. God loves everybody. Come on, let's go home, feel good. And they ain't gonna tell you, say, hey, you Puerto Ricans, y'all guys Hebrews, y'all the God's children. They're not gonna tell you. They're gonna say, oh, the Jewish man over there in Israel, he's God's children. But he's not, because he don't fit none of these prophecies. Right? So we went into slavery by oh, they converted into Judaism, because the Israelites at that time, they were teaching them how to be Jews at that time, and they converted into Judaism. And then when the United States, in this land right here, we fled out of Jerusalem, out of Israel, in 1948, Britain and the United States, they formed what's called the Balfour Declaration and put these people in that land. That's really your land and our land. They put them there. The United States did that. God never put them there. The prophecy in the Bible, watch it, give me Deuteronomy 30. Deuteronomy 30 says God got to put the Israelites in that land. Not United States, not Great Britain. Right, watch that, Deuteronomy 30.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 30 from the top. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse,
So the curses came upon us. Go ahead.
which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
Right, so God said, well, no matter where y'all live in the world, I'm going to make y'all remember who you are. Remember that movie, The Lion King? He said, remember who you are. That's what God said. In the land, wherever you at, y'all going to remember who y'all are. Go ahead.
And shall return
We're going to return back as Hebrews. Go ahead.
unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children.
We're going to come back to God and come back to our customs, our heritage, and the way of living. Go ahead.
With all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then
When we keep the commandments, this is when we going back to the land of Israel. Till then, we're going to be in America, Puerto Rico, Mingo, all around the world. Right. That then what?
the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee,
And what else he gonna
and will return and gather thee
do? He gonna come and gather us all together. Go ahead.
from all the nations
All around the world,
whither the Lord thy God have scattered thee.
and do whatever.
If any of thine be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee.
Keep on.
And the Lord thy God will bring thee
God gonna bring us and do what?
into the land.
God gonna bring us into the land. Not America, not Great Britain. God gonna bring you into the land. That's how we know the people are not the real people. They was pointing to that land by the United States. God gonna bring us back to that land. Go ahead.
Which thy fathers possess, and that thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy father.
Right, now give me Isaiah 60 and 18. Now I'm gonna ask you, do the Jewish people fit this prophecy?
The book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 18.
Because y'all know that Israel, they in war, right, with Hamas, right? All right, let's see.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land.
Is it violence in Israel today? So it say when the real Jews are in there, in the land, it's going to be no more violence in that land. Go ahead.
Wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, and thy gates praise.
Right, so when the real Jews in that land, there don't even supposed to be no wars in that land. So that prophecy right there tell you that the people that's in Israel today, the Jewish people, they're not the real people. Because it's all kind of wars. Right. Got any more questions, brother? All right, brother. Yeah, you got any fly? You got any more questions? Give him a fly. Excuse me? Because I'll show you this. Give me Deuteronomy 28, verse 64. This is a prophecy. Remember I told you that the curses will come upon the Israelites? God said this is one of the curses that will happen to our people. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee.
So right here, this is the scatter. The Lord scattered the Israelites all around the world. Go ahead.
Among all people, from one end of the earth,
From this side of the earth, go ahead.
even unto the other.
To the other side of the earth, go ahead.
And there thou shalt serve other
He
gods.
said, when we get over here, we're going to start serving other gods. You know what the other gods we're talking about? Yeah. That's what our people do. We get to all kind of different stuff. But, yeah, we worship Muslim, Buddha, all kind of religions.
So you know the Buddhist one, but the God.
Right.
Okay.
We agree with you 100%. We're just teaching our people, if you look on this side, sister, that these people right here, according to the Bible, are the real Hebrews. Are the original Hebrews. Right. And I was is your son?
That is my
Yeah, I was teaching that. Well, I was just telling him that, you know, the churches don't really teach our people that. You know, because we call ourselves by
His
these
tool is
names.
not actually taught. What it should be.
Right.
His tool is all a lie.
Right. You're smart. Right?
Thank you.
All right, y'all have a blessed day.